Hi, Mr. Bodell here, Bodell's Comfort Footwear. So we're going to go over some Spring 2021 women's product that we carry. In addition to that, we want to also say thankfully COVID-19 is being defeated and somewhat getting back to normal, and hopefully you'll support small businesses, and hoping that our little business will be part of your calendar. Nevertheless, we want to go through and give you a general overview of what we carry. The general premise, how I try to merchandise our store, is twofold. One, I'm trying to get away from China products. Well, there's two reasons. One, the quality control. It's everywhere from A to Z, and you don't know whether you're going to get the product that you really want and the quality that you really want, depending on the factories that are involved back there in China. And two, they're just not nice neighbors. So like any bad neighbor, you don't really go by supporting them and saying hi. You just kind of let them do their thing, and you don't want to support that in that kind of situation. The shoes I carry from New Balance will be the 928, 1540, and the 990s, and including a style called the MOR, M-O-R. Those shoes will help with problems with plantar fasciitis, neuromas, those kinds of things. And we also have product from New Balance that'll take care of any kind of like edema, diabetes, anything dealing with swelling. And we do carry the sizes and widths, and we do sit and fit. So these are New Balance. The Birkenstocks, I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with. I've done a couple of videos on Birkenstock. I will say this, they're all made in Germany. Number one. Number two is I carry exclusively the cushion footbeds. Alright, so they're going to have a 1/4 inch thickness of pour-on between the leather insole and the cork footbed. It's easier to break in. So these are Birkenstocks. Fin Comfort. Fin Comfort's German made. They feature a removable cork footbed in their shoes. The lasting of their shoes is incredible, meaning that they can all their sandals and their shoes have resolability. So all their shoes can be resoled. In addition to that, their cork footbeds are probably the best out there in the marketplace, if you want my opinion. In addition to that, they really help with plantar fasciitis, neuromas, any kinds of problems that will center you in the arch, hence taking the pressure off the lower back and things like that. Now over here to my left, I carry Beautifeel. They feature lambskin, linings, uppers. They have a nice lift in the metatarsal arch. And in addition to that, these are made in Israel. They're actually made in Tel Aviv, Israel. Beautifeel. Some really pretty shoes. The quality is impeccable. Alright, next to that you will have the women's SAS shoes. I'm sure you're familiar with that. We carry their shoes that are going to give you anatomically correct posture as well as relief from plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, neuromas, any kind of swelling and things like that. So they come in all the sizes and widths that you need. They all go up to size 13 for women in certain styles, for example. So we will carry the product that's going to be orthopedic in nature to give you wellness for your feet. Alright, so that's SAS. To my left is Mephisto. Their shoes are excellent. They're made in France and Portugal. They feature 100% natural rubber outsoles. They have cushion, tri-density arch supports, orthotics. All their shoes can be resoled, including the sandals. Alright. They come in European sizing. Certain shoes will run full. They'll give you a good volume for any kind of problems like with edema, diabetes, anything that deals with swelling. They also give you the opportunity to get shoes that have some fashion, and yet they're going to give you good support. Just give you an example. This has a nice metatarsal lift in here and a nice arch lift in the lasting of the shoe. So from there we'll move on to Munro's over here. Munro Shoes are family owned and operated. They manufacture all their shoes in Hot Springs, Arkansas. These come in sizes and widths as well. They're going to give you good quality, I call them Sunday Monday shoes. Okay, things you can wear for the workplace as well as going out to dinner or going to church on Sunday or whatever you want to do on this. But they do come in sizes from quad A to 2E. And they go from size 4 all the way up to size 14. These shoes are good. They're good. They're going to give you good support, in addition to that, good service. They feature 100% natural rubber outsoles, and every one of their shoes is made in the United States. So from that point, we're going to go over here to Fidelio. Now this is an interesting brand. These guys are out of Austria. So what they feature on them, so they have bunions and hammer toes. All their shoes, closed shoes as well as sandals, are going to feature what they call hallux construction. What hallux construction is that they give you a bunion patch made out of a material that's a stretch microfiber. So instead of collapsing down on the bunion and the hammer toe, it just forms a pocket. In addition to that, all their shoes feature a cork footbed. Nice metatarsal arch with a lateral arch. These are all made in Austria. Great shoes. The next line is called Think. This is a brand, another brand out of Austria. Now we carry these during the spring and summer season. They give you some fashionable colors, yet they give you excellent support. For example, if you look here, they have a contoured inlaid footbed that gives you a nice high volume arch support. It'll give you the lift in the heel necessary to take the weight off the heel to the arch, and also give you a lift in the forefoot. Say if you have an aroma or a drop metatarsal arch, it's going to take that pressure off of that as well. So this is Think. And generally we'll have this during the spring and summer season. The next brand we carry is Wolky. Wolky is out of Holland. And so if you notice, it's more like a clog bottom. Okay, but again, it's going to give you the lift in the metatarsal arch, lateral arch, and give you a lift in the heel. So it'll give you complete relief off any kind of issues like with drop metatarsals, plantar fasciitis, neuromas, those kinds of things. Now, this is a little fashion brand called Arche. These guys are out of France. They are made in France. They feature 100% natural rubber outsole. All their leathers are lambskin. We do particularly well with this particular boot here. Excellent shoe. French made, 100%. And they come in Euro sizing. Okay, I want to point out Island Slipper. It's a small company off of Oahu, Hawaii. They make all their flip-flops, you would call them, I guess, in Hawaii, in Oahu. But if you notice the contour support that you get in a flip-flop, I would argue that this was probably the best flip-flop category. This is the best one out there. Now they're water-friendly. They got a contour support system and they're made in the United States. So these are the Island Slippers. What you're looking at is the style called the Mokalua brand, but they all are going to give you that contour support. If you notice, you can even see it here, lifting you up. So it'll even take the weight off the heel. Now, Famolare. Famolare was big in the 70s, and they're making a comeback today. Now, this sole, the wave bottom, what this does is actually helps you anatomically. So when you walk from heel to toe, you're getting the weight distributed evenly. And the reason why you are is that you have a necessary lift here to take the weight off the plantar fascia. Also, you get the lift in the arch, which is going to give you that support system that you need in order to transfer the weight towards your metatarsal arch, which is in the forefoot. So this is going to give you here lifts here, in the arch, and in the heel. Famolare. Now they come in full sizes. This particular bottom I think is their best one. It's going to give you a little bit of fashion look, and yet it's going to be, you will walk all day in these. So keep those in mind. The next brand we carry is Drew. Now with Drew, I'm buying a lot of their stretch shoes. It helps with hammer toes, bunions, any kind of issues with swelling, whether it's edema, gout, those kinds of things, because of the stretch involved. So when your foot's in here, it just formed a pocket around the bunions and hammer toes. And in addition to that, it expands with your foot if you have a day of bad swelling, for example. So you might consider Drew. These, by the way, they go up to 4E in women's. So I really want you to know that. In addition to that, they also have a system where you have a couple of insoles. So if you have a real bad swell day, you can take out either one or both of these insoles and you still get a finished elastic board in there. So I would say that with this type of a shoe, those of you that have those issues, for example diabetes, etc., these shoes would be one to look at for any your problems, especially with the bunions and hammer toes as well. So this is Drew. Now, Calou, as we move over here, these are made in Stockholm. And what's nice about this, especially for you ladies that would like to have heights, but you cannot deal with the pitch in the shoe where you're down like this. This is going to give you the height, but it's going to give you the support in the metatarsal arch. In addition to that, it's going to give you a natural flow in the arch, lateral arch as well. In addition to that, for plantar fasciitis, these are great. It's a polyurethane outsole, so they're still light. They're not going to have that wood cloggy feeling because of the flexibility involved. But in addition to that, it really gives you a good lift in the forefoot, in the lateral arch, and in the heel. So Calou, I picked these up about 7 years ago. Been very happy with the success of this shoe, especially for you gals that really want to wear a dress shoe look so you can get a nice line on your skirts and things like that. This shoe you might consider. It also comes in closed toes during the winter. This is one of them, but we'll have more of those in the fall presentation. So the next one we go to is Vitale. Now I want to point out Vitale to you. These are Austrian made. Now it's a little unique amongst in the shoe industry in that if you look at the footbed itself, this is a massage footbed. In addition to that, if you again want some height and you want some look where it gives you a nicer, more streamlined look, this is going to give you the height that you want, hence, but yet you're going to get the support in the ball of the foot area because of this. It's going to give you a good lift in the metatarsal arch, has a natural progression in the arch here, so you might keep this in mind as well if you want a shoe that gives you somewhat of a nice dressy look, a little slide that gives you a dress look. Excellent shoe. We also have some of their more formal looking shoes as well in here, and they all feature that footbed that actually massages your foot as you wear it. So keep these in mind. Now, so here's Naot. Now Naot is Israeli made, and they're made in Naot, Israel. What they feature is a cork footbed. Most of their shoes that we carry will have a removable cork footbed, so this shapes and conforms to your feet. And in addition to that, you can get replacement footbeds for them. Now, if you notice here, I just pulled this shoe out here. This is the Arataki. They have a natural progression in the elasting of the shoe, in the arch. So it's going to give you good support in the arch, but yet gives you a nice little dressy look. You can actually look at any of their shoes that have a natural progression in the arch. Let's look at this one for example. There's another one here I want to show you as well. So again, a nice little dressy look. You get a three-strap adjustment here. It has again a removable footbed, but yet it has a natural progression in the arch. So you might keep these in mind. These are actually Euro sizing, and they are very good shoes. We've had them probably about at least 10 years on this, so good shoes. Now we move on to Taos. The Taos shoes are made in Spain, in Portugal. And this type of a shoe here is kind of unique in this category because they feature a nice tri-level support. You have a great arch support, gives you a good lift in the heel, and you have a metatarsal arch as well. So when you're talking about machine washable as well, this is a vulcanized sole. What that means is that these can be tossed in the machine. Now you want to take out the insoles before you wash them and hand wash the insoles. However, these shoes can be washed in cold water, gentle cycle, and let them air dry. So these are the Taos little, I call them like a walking canvas shoe. Something in between like a regular walking shoe like a New Balance, for example. These will definitely give you the necessary support to help you along your way when you're out and about and going to stores, restaurants, and things like that. Now, Taos also has some excellent sandals. So let's, for example, if you have plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, neuromas, anything like that, these all are made in Spain. And if you notice here, they give you good lift in the heel, good lateral arch support, and the platform necessary to take the pressure off the ball of the foot, meaning any neuromas or drop metatarsals and things like that. Now these come in Euro sizing, and you have all kinds of different colors and designs of their shoes. But if you notice, they're all going to have that cork footbed, and they have a nice lift in the arch. So we'll take the pressure off the problems on the heel, and the arch, the metatarsal arch, and any neuroma that you may have in the forefoot. So these are Taos. So that's a brief rendition of what we have in the store. I do want to point out one more thing too. We carry a slipper. It's made by Haflinger. These are out of Germany. And I would tell you that if you want a slipper, and let's say you have plantar fasciitis, you notice here, this has a cork midsole. Good lift in the arch. It'll also take the pressure off the heel. The more weight you transfer to the arch, the better off you're going to be in the plantar fascia area. In addition to this, you have the platform in the forefoot to give you lift necessary for your metatarsal arch. Deep toe box. These are 100% boiled wool and excellent slippers. I can tell you that for a fact. My wife wears them. She's got bunions and hammer toes, and she does very well with these slippers. So thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. This is Mr. Bodell of Bodell's Comfort Footwear.